looking at this in one dimension. And I can understand when they look at it, they say one dimension, say, I understand what's going on. Why is Trump doing this? What does this have to do with anything? What does it have to be? What does it have to, what does it have to do with anything? And it's really clear. It's really, for those, as they say, for those with eyes to see, it is clear. What's clear is the president clearly understands that it is China that is America's biggest geopolitical adversary. And it's the economic relationship with China that requires the biggest recalibration. For far too long, the middle of this country, the United States of America, has been gutted because of our relationship with China. What do I mean by this? It's really simple. The special interests in this country, particularly over at the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, Wall Street Journal, they love this stuff. They said, wait a minute, why are we building things in America? Why are we doing that? You pay $20 an hour for a guy in America, talking about 80s, 90s. But you could pay $2 for a guy in China. But that only works because the United States Navy provides for the freedom of shipping on the high seas, the freedom of navigation, because of the globalist system that is underpinned by the United States Navy. And yes, something called the U.S.-based rules-based order, or U.S.-backed rules-based order, U.S.-led rules-backed order, all right? That's the system of globalism. And there are a lot of people who got very, very rich off of globalism. George Soros is one of them. You could ask him about it. He'll tell you. Probably not, though. They got rich by screwing over the little guy, by getting in bed with the Chinese Communist Party. We've talked about it here on this program many times. It goes back to Tiananmen Square, the scene of the crime, June 4th, 1989. When instead of pushing to isolate and cut off the Chinese Communist Party in 1989, you notice they did it with Russia. They were more than happy to do it with Russia. But with China, they had a more sinister plan afoot. What was that plan? And I'm talking about the globalists here. The plan was, let's get in bed with China. Let's make China the world's factory. And then we'll pump everything out to the consumers of the planet. Who cares if their living standards go down in our own countries? We, the ruling class, well, we'll be able to make off with billions, trillions of dollars. There are trillions of dollars at stake in all of this. This is a $1 trillion chess match that President Trump is in. Trillions of dollars. Power over the entire globe. And so General Scowcroft went on over there to China and cut a secret deal with Deng Xiaoping and the Chinese leaders. Then Clinton did it in the 90s, and George W. Bush and George H.W. Bush before him worked to continue this deal, grease the skids, until China was given most favored nation status in trade and then allowed ascension to the World Trade Organization, the WTO, from 1999 to 2001. And that's why, after 2001, China has exploded. Foreign direct investment has gone way up. Everybody's throwing money at them. They've gotten filthy rich, while the people, the Lao Beijing, stay filthy poor in both China and the U.S. What does this do? What it does is it diminishes your standard of living. It's what turns the steel belt into the rust belt. How many people know that the rust belt wasn't always called the Rust Belt? The Great Northeast, the Great Lakes region, this was America's industrial base. And it was Detroit, Chicago, Philly. And it was handed off, brick by brick, girder by girder, to the Chinese communists. And they did it while they told you how patriotic they were. And they did it and they say, don't worry about losing your jobs. Don't worry about losing your economic driver. You can get a bigger screen TV. You can consume. You can watch some CGI slop movie. Some guys flying around in tight tights and capes. Well, all around you, your standard of living goes lower and lower and sinks deeper and deeper. And then along comes 2015, and along comes a man named Donald John Trump. and he says, you know what? To hell with all this. You are screwing over the people of this country. You've been doing it through energy policy, you've been doing it through financial policy, and you're doing it through trade policy. And you are getting filthy rich off of it. And it's time to change that. It's time to change it all around. So that's what I'm trying to do here today, is go big picture with all this, to explain to everyone why all of this matters. Why does it matter so much? Why are you spurging out about China so much, Poso? Why are you doing this? Iran, the Strait of this and that, the Strait, the Malacca, the Hormuz, Bab el-Mandeb, Suez Canal, Panama Canal. Well, why are you talking about this? Because that is the system of world power. That is the system of geopolitics today. Power flows through the oceans. Power has always flown through the oceans. And where does power meet its pressure points? Where are the key pressure points of power, or the choke points of power, if you will? The key maritime choke points of the world, the ones I just outlined. We're in a global energy crisis right now. Understand, that is because of the pressure on the Strait of Hormuz. That pressure is being felt everywhere. The government of, you heard Kevin just there, my brother's on the ground right now in Dublin talking about how the government of Ireland might fall because of the Strait of Hormuz crisis, because of the Iran war, because of call it the Hormuz crisis. The government of Ireland might fall because of this. You got farmers, you got fishermen that have lost fingers that are up there saying, we just want to go to work. We just want to feed the people of our island. And we are sick and tired of you throwing third world migrants at us from countries that have completely fallen apart under mismanagement, and us being told that we have to take them in and accept them in, and then you come on top and you're going to put a fuel tax on us, and you're going to come in and say, and this is what they're doing in Ireland, by the way. They have quotas because of the fuel shortages, because the idiots in Brussels, who rule most of Europe, including Hungary now, thought it would be a great idea to not diversify, but instead to put everything into, what's it called? Renewables, clean renewables. No. The world runs on petroleum. Cherchez le pétrole. Look for the oil. Cherchez le pétrole. You should have gone all in on nuclear. That's another story. Gen 4 nuclear is a technology whose time has come. We should have gone on that. If you didn't want to do that, okay? So you got to have oil. Oh, we'll get it from Russia for cheap. Oh, wait, no, we can't because we blew up Nord Stream. All right, well, we'll get it from the Middle East. We'll get it from Qatar. We'll get the LNG. Oh, wait, we can't because it's closed. And then China, oh, wait, now what are we going to do? The leaders of Europe have no one to blame for their situation but themselves. Why did you sit there and listen to Greta Thunberg? Why? It's ridiculous. It's quite remarkable. And every single one of them deserve to be thrown out of office. Every single one. And I hope to God that the government of Ireland falls. I hope to God that the government of the UK falls. I hope to God that the government of France falls, Germany, all of them, all of Western Europe, because of the crimes of what you've done to your people by allowing these third world rape hordes to come into your country and rape your daughters and kill your children, and the fact that you say that if you say anything about it, you're a racist and we're going to lock you up like Tommy Robinson. The industrial rape gangs of Rotherham. Let's have a word about that, Keir Starmer. Who was the Crown prosecutor for that? Oh, that's right. You were. These people should be in jail, not Tommy Robinson. We'll be right back.